Okay, real life, that should not have taken me 3 to 5 business days to put up. I feel like I've been putting this, it was taking forever just to get the tree up. Uh, it felt like it was like a beast to put up. It wasn't, it really wasn't. It was actually simple, 3 parts, because everything was freaking pink. I couldn't find the cord. And that's what was taking so long. But the good news is the tree is up. So my process right now is I haven't shown any footage of this yet, of this room, but this is turning into sort of like a glam hit of coquette, very girly pink, Y2K, girly room that all together. But so of course I had to get a pink Christmas tree. Like that was inevitable. It feels right, at least for now. I'll probably keep this tree up at least through the winter. I can see through February because it's pink, so definitely for Valentine's Day, and kind of decorated with some things for Valentine's Day. But this is making me happy. It's making the house happy. I have always been a type of person who I've wanted a Christmas tree in every room of my house. And for the first time in a very long time, I can. I've always wanted a Christmas tree in my bedroom. I started doing that a few years ago. And yeah, I've had great Christmases ever since. So I'm going to chalk that up to that. All my Christmases were awesome. All my Yule celebrations were great. And I did have more trees up. So maybe that's a thing. I don't know. Because when I walk into my home, it feels like me. It feels like someplace I want to live. It feels like my home. So that's important. I think we have to remember your space, how you decorate it before we even get into just literally the aesthetics, how it looks. I think it should be a reflection of your personality and where you are at this point. By the way, this can change, which is another point. Do it the way you want. You don't have to stay in a certain style aesthetic. I was definitely the farmhouse aesthetic for quite some time. And I really did authentically love that style. That was really my jam for a while. Before then, it was definitely more coastal design. And that I love that for it felt like for such a long period of time. And now it's very girly pink. Like I said, little coquette, little Y2K, glam room, all that sort of stuff. That's definitely my energy right now for the space that I'm in. So essentially, when I break this down, these colors are typically associated with being ultra feminine. Oh, the lighting is crazy. Let me come up here. Let's try this better. Here we go. But the light, these designs are typically associated with being more feminine. And the way I see it, you're getting the whole 360, the way I see it, and look at the tree. I wanted you guys to see that. This is going to get painted eventually because we can't have this like brown. And I've done this here already. So let's just see the vision, by the way, before I finish the thought. So I like to have these are all purses, by the way. There's a photo there. But this is ugly. We got to figure this out. And we're going to paint this eventually, very soon eventually. But look at our tree. She's just cute. I can't wait to decorate her. But anyway, you don't have to stay with the same style. Some people think, oh, well, I did this style, so I got to keep it forever. I did all this work. You could catch me next year. Maybe I'm on some black, just all black, everything goth. I am very capable of doing that. And I make no excuses and no apologies because you only get one life in this time frame at this point of where we are in this body. So I'm going to be doing what I want to do and living to the fullest. So that's me. So let's move on to some other fun stuff. Oh, the wall. Another thing that I want to speak on is the idea of cooking and how it relates as a witch. There is this idea, or maybe I was just one of those people who sort of believed in this idea that I am supposed to cook everything from scratch using all natural ingredients and constantly be casting spells over said ingredients or the recipe in order to have an enchanted meal. Although I definitely enjoy doing that, and I do. I also realize that I am at a stage in my life where I am exhausted most of the time from my other activities, and cooking 3 meals a day plus snacks is not something I'm able to manage at this stage of my life. I can't. So here's the thing. Having witchcraft as knowledge or being a practicing witch means to be wise. It means to learn. It means to grow. And one of the things that I've realized is it's okay if someone else prepares my meals for me. So I signed up for a meal delivery service to make my life a little bit easier. And what I would just let you know, in case you needed to be reminded, is that you can always bless your food. You can never forget, you can just simply bless your food. And with that, you bless over your food and it is enchanted. You can speak your intention before you take your first bite. So keep that in mind. Everything is not for everyone. And one witch's way may be different for another. So just something to keep in mind. And I just wanted to share a little bit of that about my practice. I've been thinking about it. Last year, I went on this sort of quest, if you will, to remove anything that said Merry Christmas and specifically focus on Yule. And I noticed this year, I'm allowing my items that say Merry Christmas, very Christmassy things, Santa focus, all of that sort of stuff, as part of my decor, because honestly, I just find that it's fun. So it got me to thinking about how I'm approaching sort of themes and things like that as it relates to this holiday. And what I can tell you, where I've arrived at this point, is that I feel like it's whatever the heck I want it to be. One, I mean, it's always the case, but it's to me, it's an entire season. Yule, Christmas, all of it. It's not just a day of activity, it's an entire season. So I'm sort of repackaging it as far as the core goes in my home, kind of with just all of that in mind. I have really core memories from my childhood and my children from celebrating Christmas, and I don't want to remove that just because I'm pagan. I mean, I've already reconciled Christmas is a pagan holiday that's also shared with Christians who see it as a Christian holiday. It's not a debate for me. I see it as a pagan holiday. And I see Yule also as a pagan season. It's a season to me. It's not just a day. So I've just been lumping them together. So if it says Merry Christmas, that's fine. And can we talk about what is attributed as Yule displays? It's definitely going to have more of a natural vibe and also rustic. And that's great. And I do love that. First of all, I'm okay with anything, showing nature, natural, in the truest sense of the word, nature, taking things from outside and bringing them in, taking organic things and drying them out, like, oranges or apples and things like that, using popcorn kernels and pop those. And, but I do also feel like it's okay if you're using some of that. And it's okay if you're going to the stores and purchasing items that are mass produced and hanging those on your wall or putting those on your tree. I don't think there should be judgment either way as practicing witches as a pagan person. I don't see the correlation. We buy witchy supplies and things like that. Like, I'm going to say this, and this is what I say to my Christian friends as well. You're not getting a cookie. You're not getting an extra cookie. You're not getting a gold star because you stayed more natural or because, you made it more holy or something like that. a lot of witchcraft is about intent anyways, and it's about your intention behind things. When you walk into my what I'm referring to as Mrs. Claus's fairyland cottage home. When you walk into my space, you will feel, it's in like my common areas, you will feel transported. It feels safe, cozy. You're going to want something to eat. You're going to want something to drink because you're just going to know it's going to be something good. It's going to be something good, something you really like coming out of my kitchen. That's what it looks like. Well, that's not what it currently looks like because we're still building the vision, but you get my point. That's the intention behind it. To be welcoming to anyone who comes in, including myself, to feel welcomed and cozy and a sense of groundedness, but at the same time, a little bit of whimsy here. So you don't know what's going on. The little twinkle lights over here, the thing you just starting to notice in the corner, you're like, oh, I didn't see that little trinket in the corner, and it catches your eye, and different treasures just, strategically placed around the home that are evoking a feeling. So to me, that's magic right there. That's some really cottage witch magic going on. Seeing an item, smelling a scent, a light source kind of catching your eye in a way that just brings about a feeling. For me, that's the magic versus having tree branches that I brought in from outside and putting it on a mantle and saying, these are my Yule decorations, and, having some dried fruit hanging off of them. And that makes, that's putting me closer, to nature and more pagan, I guess, more witchy, the real thing, really celebrating. And I think I kind of got lost in the sauce of this ideology. I'm actually speaking about myself at one point. I think ultimately I was trying to bend my views to see it that way. And realistically, that just doesn't make sense to me. I don't want just beige browns and forest green. I want pink. I want lights. I want varying shades of pink. Mauve, hot pink, baby pink, Barbie pink. I want all the things with pops of red going around. And I don't want just, forest green. I want you to flock it with the white stuff on it. I want that too. And I want silver and gold and all the other things. I wanted to just, and I want cute little kitchen sayings on the wall and, snowman and a black Santa. Like, I want that. I want those things too. I don't just want, to me, it's boring just having these, natural elements just brought in outside and everything looks beige and gray and brown. I don't know. That doesn't appeal to me. So I've reconciled my holiday decor based on that. And because this is my practice, being a keeper of the home in this sense, not in the sense that people have talked about it from a religious point of view, but being the witch in her kingdom, in her home, in her cottage, it's important that I maintain that frequency, that vibration that you get by, looking at all these various items on display. And who am I doing for? Me. I live here. It makes me very happy. Of course, any guests that come through as well, but it's definitely for me. I get the cozy feels. I feel safe and secure in my space. All of these things, the intent behind it is to do just that. So that is the magic. So if you're purchasing, holiday decor, and you're also a practicing pagan, and you kind of have these ideas, how I used to at one point, that it should look more natural. Maybe I should get away from traditional Christmas items and get rid of the Santa and all that sort of stuff. Think about this. First of all, we already know with witchcraft, it's all about intention, right? It's all about intention. So this is no different. It's about how it makes you feel. And I can't express this enough about witchcraft in general. Your emotions, your feelings matter. This is not a situation where you're sacrificing how you feel, like innately, how you deeply feel about something, or just automatically when you see something, that's your reaction, that's your feeling. There's always something to explore with that. Don't discount it. That's part of the magic. It all goes. It all goes. So hopefully this is helpful, and hopefully you've been inspired to go for what you want, to do things the way you want. And if you're a natural type of, witch, where you want the natural aesthetic, you want to see, all of, like, basically a nature inside, do it. Do it. Go all in. Do it. I realized about myself, I do like that, but I'm gonna want it pink.